Hi, good morning. I hope you're having a great day. Well, today I want to talk about a condition that plagues millions and millions of people across the world, and this has connection with almost every serious problem or the onset of a serious problem that happens in the human body. I want to talk about acidity today. Acidity happens with almost everyone when we change our lifestyles, when we change the way we eat. What we have to understand about acidity is the fact that our bodies require acid. Our stomach requires a certain level of acid to break down food, to kill certain pathogens, bacteria, viruses, and all of that stuff. And we also need to be alkaline at the same time. So when you look around today, some of the common symptoms that we see are acidity, bloating, flatulence, indigestion. You eat a meal, you bloat up, and then after some time that bloat completely goes down. And then flatulence is normal for all of us, but in some people it's excessive. And then you have these indigestion problems, and you have people thinking they've put on weight when all the time they've just been bloated. What we have to understand is that acidity is connected with heart problems, it's connected with cancer, it's connected with diabetes, it's connected with kidney failure, it's connected with liver function, it's connected with UTI, which is urinary tract infection, it's connected with constipation, with diarrhea, with nutrition absorption in the body, and with brain fog, which means your energy levels and fatigue. That's how important it is. But today when people are acidic, there is a quick fix. It's called an antacid. And antacids are handed out to people like candy. You have acidity, here, take this antacid. You're on medicine that'll cause acidity, take this antacid. An antacid may take away your symptom. It may give you relief, but it's pushing a bigger problem more into your system. Every time we have acidity, we're ignoring a fact that something is wrong in my body. It's not usual for me to be acidic as often as I am. So let's understand the science behind acidity and what happens. Each and every one of you are built up of trillions of cells in the human body. These trillions of cells require oxygen. Now, when the body is acidic, the lower your pH level, the less oxygen reaches your cells. That's called an anaerobic environment, where less oxygen reaches your cells because your body is acidic. But as your pH value increases, to more alkaline, the amount of oxygen that reaches your cells is almost tenfold, which means just the environment of your body can determine how much of oxygen reaches all the cells in your body. And we all know oxygen is the prana. Oxygen is what keeps us alive. We can be without food, we can be without water for a couple of days, but without oxygen for not more than 3 to 4 minutes. And yet we constantly live with deprived oxygen to our cells. So when it comes to antacids, what's so dangerous about them? A few antacids here and there is not going to kill you, it's not going to create a problem. But we have to understand what antacids do. Like I said, it suppresses your symptom of acidity. It doesn't let us go to the root cause. And so since some antacids contain magnesium and that makes us have diarrhea, they add aluminium to your antacids. Now that makes you constipated. So your antacid, besides taking your symptom of acidity away, is also causing diarrhea and constipation in you or other problems. It wreaks havoc with people who have kidney problems, people who have diabetes, people who have high blood pressure. And especially if they're on medication and they're taking antacids, it wreaks havoc with their condition completely. Well, we have to understand that acidic bodies relates to diabetes as well. Where does diabetes all start? In your pancreas. Your pancreas are either producing the right amount of insulin or it's producing less insulin, or your cells are unable to handle the insulin produced by your pancreas. What determines the health of your pancreas? Inflammation. What causes inflammation in your pancreas? Acidity again. So you see, it's related to everything. Even when you talk about cancer, we know that cancer is an inflammatory disease. It involves inflammation of rogue cells in the body. And we also know that one of the best ways to make cancer better or to prevent cancer is maintaining a body which is alkaline. Now, alkaline, this doesn't mean you go and keep your body alkaline throughout the day. It doesn't mean you sip on lemon water and alkaline foods or drinks while you're eating, because we have to understand when you're eating, your stomach acid has to have a very low pH value, which means it has to be acidic, because certain bacteria, pathogens, viruses, they get killed with a low stomach acid. Digestion of certain foods and vitamins and minerals also happen in an acidic body. But after digestion is all complete, the body has to go back to being alkaline. So let's look at some of the ways to combat acidity, and it's not always doing things to make our bodies alkaline, it's also looking at the things that make our bodies more acidic. Number one is the gap between your meals. If you keep long gaps between your meals, you will be acidic. You see, a regular vegetarian meal could take about 3 to 3.5 hours to digest. A non-vegetarian meal could take about 4 to 4.5 to even 5 hours to digest. Now what happens is, after digestion is complete, your stomach is ready for the next meal, and it will produce hydrochloric acid to begin the process whether you're eating or you're not eating. So if you've not eaten meals and you've pushed your meal away because you're busy with work or you're skipping your meal for some other event, what happens is acid is being produced in your stomach, and now there's no food for it to act upon. So this acid acts upon the mucosal linings of your stomach, leading to acidity, leading to acid reflux, and potentially leading to ulcers as well, and a whole load of other problems like indigestion. So it's so important to time your meals and make sure that you have no long gaps between your meals. This is one of the best ways to reduce acidity if that is the gap in your life. It is so important for you to understand that you have a biological clock, and if we try to align our meal timings the closest possible to that clock, it's great. So what I mean is, if your breakfast is at 8, try to keep it at 8, maximum maybe 8:15, 8:30, but it can't be at 8 one day and 10 o'clock the next day and 4 o'clock in the morning the next day, because you see, like your muscles have a memory, the cells in your body and your entire system also has a memory. So it expects nutrients and vitamins at a particular time. It expects, energy at a particular time. So just because of our schedule, our man-made schedules, it doesn't mean that our biological clock will adjust and revolve around that. So if you're severely acidic, the first thing is to look at the gaps between your meals and try to align your meal timings. The second most powerful tool when it comes to acidity, when it comes to losing weight, when it comes to bloating, flatulence, anything, is chewing your food. And I can't tell you how powerful this inexpensive lifestyle change is. Most people start to lose weight and solve most of their acidic problems only by chewing their food. But no, we think we have to eat fast because there are more important priorities in life. But you got to keep that 15 to 20 minutes when you eat, and you got to eat in silence and chew your food. There is magic that happens when you chew your food. There's a reason that we have teeth, to break down the food into smaller particles. It stays in your mouth longer. We produce saliva. It mixes with saliva that has digestive enzymes that can start to break down our fats and carbohydrates in your mouth. Digestion starts in your mouth. Now, when we eat too fast, we send larger pieces of undigested food into our stomach, which means our stomach has to produce more acid. More acid means the possibility of acidity. But when we chew our food, we produce less acids, just the right amount of acid to digest the pre-digested food that we've chewed upon, that has spent time in our saliva, and it now goes into our stomach to have a smooth and optimum digestive process. So I can't tell you how important it is to chew. It's funny how we human beings are. The things which are inexpensive, free, and easy to do are the things that we don't do, but we want more complicated solutions. We want diet plans, we want antacids, we want alkaline drinks and alkaline beverages. We want to spend 4 lakhs on a machine that produces unnatural alkaline water. It's unbelievable how humans have now, evolved. But the simple things like chewing, which requires a little bit of effort, we don't want to do that, and it'll solve most of your problems when it comes to your health. What else causes acidity? When you have a diet that is rich in whole and natural foods, I'm talking about your fruits, I'm talking about your vegetables, I'm talking about your nuts, I'm talking about your seeds, I'm talking about things which are natural and given to us by nature, the body digests it beautifully without having to produce excess acid and more digestive enzymes and all of that stuff. But when we look at processed food, food that comes in packets, junk food, foods which are rich in white sugar and refined salt, it requires so much of digestive enzymes, so much of acid to break down these unnatural foods. So it's very important to make sure that your diet is almost 70 to 80% of natural and whole foods, rather than your junk food, because the more junk food you have, the more acidic you're going to be. It's as simple as that, because our body isn't designed to break down the amount of chemicals and crap that there is in junk food, but it can, and it is designed to break down your fruits, your vegetables, your nuts, your seeds, and all of your natural foods. Water intake. I can't tell you how many people I see in a day who are drinking less than 3 to 4 glasses of water. We have to understand that the human body is made up of 70 to 75% of water, which means a 1% drop of water in your body is going to create innumerable problems, from digestion to acidity to inflammation to pains to the inability to lose weight to constipation. All of that is connected with the life force water. I mean, if our cells require water and we're not giving it enough of water, you're making it difficult for your organs to work, your kidney, your liver, all of these things. The basics, water, you need the right amount of water in your body. It's as simple as that. Hydration, you may not need it, your cells need it, so make sure that you're giving it to your body, because so many people are acidic because they have low hydration levels. When it comes to oxygen, oxygen has a direct impact on your pH levels. The more you breathe, the more deeply you breathe. When you breathe, you take in oxygen. When you exhale, you give out carbon dioxide. The longer you keep carbon dioxide in you, the more chances of your pH being lower. It's as simple as that. We take in oxygen to our cells. The cells have to give out carbon dioxide as quickly as possible, which is why when we do deep breathing, when we do pranayama, why do we feel so good? Why do we feel so energized? It's because most of the other time we're not breathing the right way. Like right now, observe yourself. Are you breathing to your full capacity? The answer will be no. And now you'll probably take a deep breath. An inhale, where you power trillions of cells with the life force oxygen. And equally important, a deep exhale, where you pass out all that carbon dioxide, which is not supposed to be in your system any longer than it should be. That is natural, that is life. That's how we breathe normally. But our breathing has also become shallow because of stress, because we don't live mindful lives, because of all the crap that we do, the over-exercising, the under-eating, the amount of stress, and the lack of sleep as well. So your breath plays an important role, which is why I call it vitamin O, oxygen. Before your meal starts, you can say a prayer, bless your food, take about 2 to 3 deep breaths before you eat your meal. Even if you want to start mindful eating, between every spoon that you take, put your spoon down, chew your food, take a deep breath, take the next. Make a routine of this, like you brush your teeth every morning. You make a routine, you end your meal, you can bless your food, thank God for your food, or whoever it is that you want to thank for your food, offer your gratitude, and then you breathe again, 3 to 4 to 5 deep breaths, and then you're ready to leave. It's as simple as that. You help your body break down food, digest, produce the right amount of pH activity in your body. High sodium diets, again, the more refined salt you have is going to create problems of acidity in your body. And today everyone's over consuming that because we eat so many outside meals. We have packaged foods, we have hidden food, we have hidden salt and so many different foods. So we're eating more food, more refined salt than we require, and that makes your system acidic. You see, your kidney has a function of balancing electrolytes like calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium. But when you're too acidic, your body has to use these electrolytes to basically make your blood alkaline. And that's where we have most of the problems of, kidney issues and stuff like that. So you see people who are bombarded with medication all the time and they have problems with their sodium and potassium. It's because the medication and their lifestyle has made them so acidic that the electrolytes now have to be used to help make your body alkaline. The same thing with osteoporosis and acidity. Do you really think osteoporosis is connected to calcium and milk and dairy? Look at India. And look at US, the highest consumers of milk, the highest consumers of calcium supplements, and the highest counts of osteoporosis. There's no connection. The more acidic you are, your body will find a way to balance the pH levels. So to make it more alkaline, it'll start leaching calcium from your bones. It'll leach magnesium. When you have less calcium and magnesium, your D3 levels fall again. So you can keep on popping supplements like calcium and D3, but you've created an environment that is making your body deficient in calcium, magnesium, and D3. The root cause, not a deficiency in vitamins. The root cause, acidity. You fix your acidity, you stop the leaching process, and that's how we decrease osteoporosis and a whole load of issues in the body. We're depleting magnesium to make our blood more alkaline because our lifestyle is so acidic. And magnesium has the function of more than 500 biochemical functions in the human body. And sometimes you just correct the magnesium deficiency, you put it in the right place, and so many problems, right from migraines to headaches to constipation to a sluggish liver to kidney problems start getting better. So you see, you got to look at the root cause of everything that's happening in the human body. The more alkaline your body, the less inflammation. Inflammation is the root cause of heart attacks, strokes, cancer, diabetes. It's all of these problems. Inflammation is the root cause. And with the more acidic you are, the more inflammation you have in your body. So when we try to shift to a more alkaline diet, now what's an example of an alkaline diet? When we have a more alkaline diet, we reduce inflammation. We increase the amount of growth hormones in the body, which means repair happens better, healing happens better, the growth in our children happens better, everything. Hormonal balance happens better as well. The best alkaline foods revolve around your fruits, your vegetables, lemons, dates, lentils, all the natural foods that nature's given you are mostly alkaline. So when you have a diet that is balanced, when you're doing almost 60% to 70% of raw and the balance cooked, you automatically have an alkaline diet. You don't have to be drinking alkaline water throughout the day. Simple things like raw cucumber, raw carrot, adding lemon to your water, if it suits you, makes you alkaline. So when you have a natural diet, the whole idea is when you start aligning yourself with nature, the way you eat, the way you sleep, the way you think, the way you move with nature, you don't have to worry about things like how do I make my body alkaline, how do I reduce inflammation. Your body has the intelligence to do it for you automatically. It's as simple as that. So we have to understand that this is how important acidity is. And when you look at the rising amount of cases of acidity, you know that we're doing it wrong if your only solution is an antacid. Your body's trying to tell you something. It's giving you a symptom that something wrong is happening in your body. Ignore it, it's going to become a bigger problem. Handle it, get to the root cause, look into your life. What's changing it? Excessive caffeine, excessive tea, excessive coffee, excessive alcohol. All of these things are making our bodies more and more acidic. Like 2 Nobel Prize winners said that disease cannot happen in a body which is alkaline, and disease cannot happen in a body where the immunity is strong. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about moving on with our lives blindly and, just reacting to everything that comes our way. So you got to make lifestyle changes like this. If you have acidity, fix it. If you have constipation, fix it. These are commonalities that we see in people who have cancer and disease. We see acidity as a commonality. We see constipation, chronic constipation as a commonality. We see a sedentary lifestyle, and we see the lack of sleep continuously. These are 4 commonalities that we see in people who are sick, who have cancer, who have diabetes, who are getting sick. And these are symptoms that your body is telling you. You listen to it, you can fix it. You don't, it's going to become something that becomes difficult for you to treat later. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.